The Honourable Member Chris Ockenball.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much indeed. And I'd just like to say, and I'm sure the Honourable Annette King will join me in saying to the Honourable Tony Ryall, 60 million thank yous on behalf of the people of the West Coast for the Grey Base Hospital. That is one of the most wonderful pieces of news that we've had in recent times. But one of the most important things to National is, as they know, you can see it in their eyes, they know that one of the most important things to National is supporting families and households. And, Mr. Speaker, we're doing it in spades. We're doing it in spades. We're doing it with our clear plan to take New Zealand forward. We're doing it where it matters, when it matters, and for whom it matters. How are we able to do this in times of earthquakes, global recession, and continuing economic risk? We do it through having the Prime Minister we have got. We do it from having the Cabinet Ministers we have got. And they, in my view, work extraordinarily hard. And we do it through having the whole of the National Caucus working with our coalition partners as a team, quite right. A united team. One of the biggest differences between centre-right and centre-left, just to be serious for a moment, one of the biggest differences is the size of the public service. This is a major divide, my observation, in New Zealand politics, and always has been. Each side is equally determined that their way is best. Labour's and the Greens combined believe in big government with big government departments and lots of civil servants. Ask the real estate agents in Wellington how much property the government had leased before we saw them off. The Treasury benches, there were heaps of places were under lease. National-led governments work on the basis of judging the use and effect of government services, and not on the basis of size, not on the basis of number of staff, but on having better public services. Targets have been set, strategies have been introduced, implemented, reviewed and assessed. There are, Mr. Speaker, many indications of success. We've heard of so many examples today from this side of the House. It's been a pleasure listening to the speeches from my colleagues. It really gives one confidence that the country's in good condition, in good heart. Mortgage rates, half of what they used to be under Labour. Half of what they used to be under Labour, the Shylock Party. And in Christchurch, it's getting rebuilt. The economy is growing. Jobs are being created, weekly wages are increasing, and interest rates generally are at an all-time low. More than 65,000 jobs. No wonder the silence. 65,000 jobs created in the last 2 years, and I understand that, point of celebration, there are more people employed in New Zealand now, in work, in paid work, than ever before, than at any other time. And New Zealand has a proud history. Other countries look at our managed success with understandable
Order. Sorry to interrupt the Honourable Member, but there are two members who do not have the floor, who are interjecting on each other, and that is not permitted. Call the Honourable Member Chris Ockenball.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for introducing an element of control on the side benches, a constant risk to I'm not going to repeat that, but a constant risk to the integrity of good government. However, I hadn't actually noticed them, I hadn't actually heard them, but it really is interesting to see how our economic success is met with understandable envy in overseas countries. Our Prime Minister has been doing a great job overseas, putting our credentials before other developed countries. New Zealand can be very proud. But one of the achievements of this government that I'm particularly proud of is in the health portfolio. In the health portfolio. I remember when we were in opposition, when Pete Hodgson was Minister of Health. Do you remember Screeching Pete? Screeching Pete. And I remember when the Honourable Tony Ryall picked up the portfolio and shook it like a doormat. He did. He refused to accept the appalling low levels of service, people stuck in corridors and all that sort of thing. And I know Annette King was very disturbed as well. When we became the government, Honourable Tony Ryall transformed the health services, and the National-led government committed to growth in health services, committed to growth in health services. I have been stopped by doctors, medical practitioners, at service stations, in the street, in a number of towns throughout New Zealand, where people say, please tell Tony he's doing a wonderful job.
Order. Member must use the minister's full name.
Please tell, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll say it again. Please tell the Honourable Tony Rowell he's doing a wonderful job, and so is the
I
National
call
Government.
the Honourable Member Kennedy Graham.